With home sales down and prices climbing, it feels like the Las Vegas real estate market is full of contradictions. So what's really happening and how can you make the most of it? Hi, my name is Oscar, and on this channel, I like to share not only what's happening with the real estate market, but with all kinds of events, shows, and businesses here in Las Vegas. So if that's something that interests you, consider subscribing. First, we'll discuss some key metrics from September, then some things to keep an eye on, and tips on how you can best use this information to help prepare yourself. The median sales price for a home in Las Vegas is up over 6.5% year over year, even though sales are down and inventory is up. It's now at $479,000, just $2,000 shy of our all-time highs from May of 2022. When it comes to townhomes and condos, they've actually already broken their previous record, hitting a new all-time high of $300,000. Now, one reason prices are still going up despite there being more homes is that buyers are being more selective. Today's buyer wants a home that's in great shape or a big discount that most sellers aren't willing to give, which creates competition for the few homes that do check those boxes. When it comes to new listings, we may have seen our peak for the year back in August. This month was 10% lower, coming in at 2,830 new listings. This peak was 20% higher than last year, and this increase in new listings has pushed the total number of homes available up by 34%, coming in at 5,458 homes available for sale at the end of the month. And this lets us know that the whole idea of homeowners being handcuffed to their low mortgage rate is starting to lose its power. As more time goes on, with rates being where they are and no big changes, more people will decide to sell, even if it means giving up that low rate. Life still happens and you can't put off moving forever. When it comes to closings, there were 1,791 homes that sold. They're following the same usual seasonal pattern, but the numbers are a lot lower, which is pretty much where we were at the same time last year. But make no mistake about it, this is still the lowest number of sales in September for the last 10 years. After the stronger than expected September jobs report, we saw the biggest jump in rates since April of this year, increasing to 6.44%. But this time around, the increase was more about expectations for the future rather than what's going on in the economy right now. Interest rates have been all over the place lately, and their impact on the market is undeniable. When people hear about what the Federal Reserve is doing with the Fed rate, they often think that mortgage rates will automatically move in the same direction. It's an easy assumption to make, but it is a bit misleading. Mortgage rates are shaped by a factor of things, including inflation, treasury yields, global events, and then how the economy is doing overall. And that's why when reports like the September jobs data come in stronger than expected, it can cause rates to jump, which is exactly what happened earlier this month. The jobs report showed that the US added 254,000 jobs, which was much higher than anyone expected. We're in this strange situation where good news equals bad news for anyone who's waiting for mortgage rates to drop. The next jobs report comes out on November 1st, followed by Election Day on November 5th, and then on November 7th, the Federal Reserve is scheduled to meet to discuss what they will be doing with the Fed rate. Right now, there's a 90.9% chance that they're just going to drop it another 0.25%. But this time around, their decision won't have such a big impact on mortgage rates. Looking ahead, there's no crystal ball to predict the future, but here's what we do know. Las Vegas has experienced a huge growth over the past few years. From remote work, a lot more job opportunities with professional teams moving here, the Sphere, the Brightline project, F1 deciding to come here. These are all parts that have played their role in expanding the growth of Las Vegas. And there's more on the way. UNLV projections show Clark County adding 33,000 new residents this year, bringing the population to 2.4 million. And by 2026, another 56,000 net residents are expected. And if you pay attention, it's clear that it's not just homeowners checking out the market. Investors are making their move too. In the second quarter of this year, Las Vegas saw the biggest increase in investor purchases across the country, with companies now owning 14% of the homes here. There is no getting around the fact that today, the amount of homes that can exist in Las Vegas has a limit due to our natural resources and the many hoops that builders have to jump through just to acquire land that they can build on. Right now, home inventory is likely at the highest point that it may be until next fall, with prices potentially being 2 to 5% higher. If you're thinking about buying a house, the next few months might actually be a great opportunity. The number of homes that are being built and listed for sale is outpacing demand, and this is creating opportunities to have sellers cover the cost of lowering your interest rate or maybe cover some of your upfront costs. That said, if right now is not the time, that's okay. There are still ways that you can help prepare yourself. First, don't try to time the market or wait for that perfect time with interest rates or prices. Some people will get lucky, but most will not. And this is not a smart plan. There are too many things that impact the market and no one can predict them. Second, you can work on lowering your monthly expenses by having a larger down payment. And lastly, pay attention to your credit score and your debt to income ratio. Your DTI is how much of your monthly income goes towards debt payments. Whether you make your move now or later, don't buy a house assuming that mortgage rates are going to drop and you'll be able to lower that monthly payment. Rates might be staying where they are for a while, so make sure that the loan you get into is something you can manage for the long term. If rates do come down, I'll be the first to let you know so that you can take advantage. For anyone thinking about selling, you still have a good window of opportunity. New listings are dropping, and if this continues, it means it'll be less competition for you. December also tends to see a slight bump in sales, which can work in your favor. In fact, a recent Redfin survey showed that 23% of first-time home buyers are putting off their move until after the election. This doesn't even include repeat buyers, so there could be more activity once the election is behind us. Now, the most important thing is pricing your home correctly. If your home doesn't have any standout features, then price is going to be what sets it apart. And overpricing it can lead to having it sit on the market for longer, which is going to make buyers skeptical and avoid submitting any offers for it. Homes that are priced correctly from the start usually attract more attention and sell faster, even in slower markets. Also, focus on the condition of your home. Do whatever you can within your budget to make sure that it looks its best. Simple things like cleaning, decluttering, and making sure that the house smells fresh can and will go a long way. Buyers are being picky right now, and they're looking for homes that are move-in ready, or at the very least, homes that are cared for. To wrap it all up, staying informed and flexible will help make sure that you make the right move when the time comes. The market is always changing, and understanding what's going on gives you an edge. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this helpful. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home anywhere in Southern Nevada, feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description. I'd love to be your resource and help guide you through this market. Until next time.